Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, my dear viewers. Philippines won Mr. International 2025. Was it an obvious win? No, it was, because the competition was very tight. Even towards the end, I think Lebanon rose to the occasion. Nigeria slightly fell during the Q&A, but Philippines stayed strong through and through. Now, we know it was a big celebration over there in the Philippines because they also won America's Got Talent and also winning Mr. International. Congratulations to the Philippines. That's a great win for the nation, although we know there's a lot going on right now in the Philippines with the corruption going on, the protests also happening. It's a lot going on, so some good news for the country is good for the people. You get the point. Now, we're going to look at his performance. We're going to look at how it did an amazing job, and just going to give you my 2 cents, my comments, and things like that. So without further ado, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Remember to like, it helps the channel, and also remember to comment down on the comment section for me to hear your thoughts, ideas, and what you think about the video. Let's get right into this performance of Mr. International 2025 Philippines. So we're first going to look at the opening number, how he performed, the way he was dancing and things like that. We're going to use the Instagram because it's going to be easy for me to get the small clips from left and right, because watching the whole video is going to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to use the short clips that they posted of him on the Instagram. So first up, let's look at the opening number. He danced very well, very confident. As you can see, he looks like he is in a boy band, and the other guys are the backup dancers. He looks excited. He is smiling. He is physically fit. He is just having fun. He is living in the moment. And I also like what they wore. The opening number was literally so amazing. I think so far the best opening number in the male pageant competitions. He looked very good. And I think also now that he is better, because remember before he was sick, he had the fever. So now he feels much better. He is stronger. He is energetic. I love the smile. I love the confidence. I love that he is just living in the moment, giving it to you like no man's business. I think Philippines during the opening number stood out. Also, some other guys stood out, but for the basis of this video, because it's only about him, I think he stood out so well, looking extremely good in whatever they put them in. I don't know what that upper part it's called, but I love the almost leather pants. Very disco-like, very beautiful. Now, after the opening numbers, so they went into they announced the top 20, if I'm not mistaken. Then after announcing the top 20, then we went straight to the what is it called? We went straight to the swim. But let's see how they announced during the top 20. And this is Atisa, who looked extremely good. No time for Atisa. Let's go to the swim performance of Mr. International 2025 Philippines. Where is he? He's supposed to be somewhere here. Now, Mr. International Philippines, he came on stage looking very confident. As you can see, very physically fit. He has that Superman aura about him. His physique is very amazing. The confidence really shines through all the time, even though sometimes it comes off as overconfident. But I think the overconfidence this time played in his favor, because look guys, he eventually won Mr. International. Now, the presentation was amazing. The body was amazing. I think everything was just giving 10 out of 10. He walked on the stage looking very confident. You can see the way he was really into the moment. You could see that he was feeling himself. He knew he was doing a great job. He knew people were loving what he was doing. And remember, people were there to support him. I think his family, mom, dad, and friends and family basically were there supporting him, cheering for him, which also boosted his confidence while he was on stage. And I think he did an amazing job during the swim round. Was he the best during the swim round? I would say among the best. He wasn't the best, but he was among the best of the night, because other guys also performed extremely well during the swim round this final night. Now, after the swim round, they went on to cut the top 20, I think, into the top 10. That's when the mess happened, where they cut the top 10 and then they brought in Thailand as number 11. Also very confusing. But after the swim round, then we went directly into the night round. Now, the night round also, you could tell he is very confident. He is very confident. He knows his angles, he knows what he is doing on stage. The suit that he was wearing, it's black with some golden you know on the blazer, on the arms and on the chest, like on the collar of the blazer. He looks amazing, and I loved when he did this. When he opened the blazer inside, you could see how the Philippines flag on one side, and on the other side, I think this is Thailand's it's Thailand's flag, paying homage to both of the countries because remember, he is representing Philippines and at the same time he is in Thailand. So this was a great nod to the Filipino people, like I'm representing you. I love my country. I'm here for my country, but at the same time paying respect to the host country, the Philippines, which was also a very beautiful thing to do, like to send a message through style, fashion, and all those things, because he didn't need a mic to really say what he was doing in that moment in time. You could understand that he is paying homage to his home country, which is he is representing, and also respecting the host country, which is Thailand. I think he did an amazing job. He looked amazing. He looked very, very good. You cannot take it away from him. I think Mr. International Philippines really did an amazing job during this round. The confidence, the smile, the turns, everything was just in the right place. I love the suit. At first glance, I did not like the suit. When he was coming towards the camera, I was like, what's going on with the golden thing? But as he got closer to the camera, I understood the design, I understood whatever is going on, and I really liked it. His work, very Superman. The way he turns, he knows his angles so well. I think he did an amazing job. Then from the night performance, the night official wear, they went on to the Q&A. Now the Q&A this year on Mr. International, Q&A was such a messy place. Okay, as on a serious note, I think next year they would have probably had the host read the questions out loud, or they could display the questions for the contestants, because I think some of the judges didn't know English just like me. Like myself, I'm not the best in English and I accept that, but some of the judges they had on up there really were trying their level best to, they were dying with that English. English was very, very hard. And the way they read the questions to the contestants, I think most of them, it took them a few minutes to actually understand what they are talking about. Or it took them like to really put your ears, nose, eyes in one place to hear the question, which I think was a disservice to the contestants. Although Philippines answered the question so well, because in the question round, which was the first round, what the first round, I can't remember exactly what question they asked them in the first round. Let me see if I can find it.
Very much. I think that topic is a very timely matter because social media is acting as a double-edged sword. It can divide, but it can also unite. And one thing, especially now very prevalent, that you can see everywhere is that fake news is spreading. And I think critical thinking gives us the ability to see what truly matters. Because in the end of the day, every step counts. And if we can work together as humanity, we can progress in this world and we can move forward with peace. Thank you very much. I think that topic is a very...
Okay, this was during the top, I think it was top six, where they were asked yes, it's top six. They were asked the questions, different questions each, and the question he was asked is: in an era of fake news and misinformation, why is critical thinking important for the survival of democracy? I think he did his level best to answer the question. He did not have the best answer per se, but he did his level best to really, answer the question with a lot of confidence. First of all, he did not look like he was trying his level best to think for an answer. He was just being himself, having a conversation. As he always says, when you're asked a question, to reply is just a conversation. Don't be nervous, don't be shy or anything. And I think he really played into that, very confident, answered the question, and I think he did an amazing job. Now, was he the best in this round? Not necessarily. He was among the best. So by this time, it was so hard to know who is going to win this round. It was extremely, extremely hard. But although during this round, that's when we realized that Nigeria wasn't going to make it back in that top three, it was very obvious. But still at the same time, we knew that Philippines did an amazing job and it was obviously going to go further, even get into the top two. Now from the top six, that's when they went and cut them down into the final question, where it was just him, it was Philippines, it was Lebanon, and also the other guy, I can't remember his country right now, Costa Rica. Let's listen to how Philippines answered the final question. Remember, the final question was the exact same question for each contestant. Like the question they would ask, it's just like in Miss Universe. The question they ask contestant number one is the question they ask contestant number two and also contestant number three. So let's see how we answered that question and then we'll talk about it.
Thank you for the question. If I would have the honor, I would cause that the children, that we need to protect them, and I would give them a chance to give them more protection and cultivate education, because today's children will be tomorrow's leader. Because ultimately, I believe if we can collectively do the right decisions, even on small steps, we will do a big impact internationally. Thank you for the question.
Okay. The final question was, if you win Mr. International and are invited to speak at the United Nations, what one social or political issue would you choose to highlight and why? So it's a very complex question, very important question, because as we all know right now, the UN, if it was that active in real sense as the UN, I think many problems in the world wouldn't have happened. Although I think the UN has its own issues, but the question was very important because now imagine you are now going to represent Mr. International and speak to the United Nations. What one social or political issue will you choose to highlight and why? So you first have to tell us about the social issue which you're going to choose or you're going to highlight, and why do you choose or pick that social or that specific social issue? Because remember, it only told you one specific social issue, and tell us why that issue, either being social or political. And let's get back to the answer now, because now you have to first listen to the question and then hear the answer. I'm sure you understand the question right now. If you win Mr. International and are invited to speak at the United Nations, what one social or political issue would you choose to highlight and why? Let's hear what Mr. International Philippines had to say. Because remember, up to this time, it wasn't obvious that he was the winner. No, 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 no. The other guys were also doing an amazing job. The first two contestants who went before him did an amazing job, answered the question specifically very well, and they gave great answers. Let's listen to him again.
If I would have the honor, I would cause that the children, that we need to protect them, and I would give them a chance to give them more protection and cultivate education, because today's children will be tomorrow's leader. Because ultimately, I believe if we can collectively do the right decisions, even on small steps, we will do a big impact internationally. Thank you for the...
Now, if you listen to the answer clearly, I think he missed a certain point there, because the question was, if you win Miss International and you are invited to speak to the United Nations, what one social or political issue would you choose to highlight? He had the right answer, but it was executed a little bit in a upside down way. I think he was trying to say that the issue which the political issue or social issue that he had chosen, I think it's education for the children and, safety. I think he was trying to say education or safety. Mainly, why? I think it's because the children are tomorrow's future. Like the children are tomorrow's leaders. That is the why. But what was the specific social or political issue? If you understood that part, please let me know in the comments, because I think you also missed that part of telling us what exactly is the social issue that he is going to talk about at the UN. I think I missed that part somewhere. But if you got that part, let me know, because I think his answer was great. But also, sometimes in the moment you can be exhausted, you can be confused, you can be tired. So I think he was whatever he was thinking in his head did not come through his mouth right there and then, but the message came across. If you were listening to him, you would understand, oh, this is exactly what he is trying to mean, but not necessarily what he said. Let's listen again.
The right decisions. The right decisions. Even
Hold up. Let's listen again and see how he answered the question.
question. If I would have the honor, I would cause that the children, that we need to protect them, and I would give them a chance to give them more protection and cultivate education, because today's children will be tomorrow's leader. Because ultimately, I believe if we can collectively do the right decisions, even on small steps, we will do a big impact internationally. Thank you.
Had the question and you had the answer. Let me know in the comments, how do you think he answered that specific question? Because it's a two question in one. It has what social or political issue are you going to highlight at the UN? So you give us that specific social or political issue, and then you give us the why. You see the point. You see where I'm coming from. So you tell me in the comments, what do you think exactly went wrong in this moment? Although he answered the question very, very well, very confident, because remember, it's not as easy as we think, standing in front of millions or thousands or hundreds of people. You are asked a question and you're expected to answer. It's not as simple as we think. These things are challenging, and that is what it is. Still, after that, then they announced the top three, and then eventually they are going to announce the winner now.
And the second runner goes to Korea. Congratulations, Korea, for being the
Korea was the second runner-up.
runner-up of Mr. International 2025. You have done such an amazing job today.
So now it was between Lebanon and
for tonight,
Philippines.
Mr. Lebanon and Mr. Philippines. And the new Mr. International 2025 is Philippines! Congratulations, Kirk Bondad from the Philippines. You are the new Mr. International 2025! And congratulations to Lebanon for being the first runner-up. Because you are the new Mr. International 2025! And thank you once again to Santiago.
So, my dear viewers, there you have it. That is exactly how it happened. And I think his performance during the final night was, it was a fair performance. It was a great performance. He did an amazing job. He did not bore the audience. He wasn't too slow. He wasn't too overly confident. He was just going in the same, he was going smoothly, but very elegantly and very strong, going for that win. I think also Mr. International Philippines winning Mr. International is also good for the organization, because this is also a business now. I am very sure Miss International Philippines is going to make them a lot of money. It's also going to give a lot of exposure to the fans. People are going to, the Philippines has a big following when it comes to pageantry. So I think it's also a very good choice for him to be the winner, so that the organization can have a chance to make more money and, get into the Philippines pageantry business side and make that moolah. He is a very handsome man. He is great. He knows what he is doing. He's experienced. He knows modeling. He knows all those things in one. I think he's a great candidate, and I think he's going to have a very smooth and strong, successful reign. Well, thank you for watching, my dear, this video to the end. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about his full performance? Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, like the video. It helps the channel. And my dear viewers, until next time, always remember to stay fierce and fabulous. Ciao.